Hi everybody, this is Callie from Callie's Coffee. I'm here with my friend Dr. Jensen. Dr. Jensen works at the Pediatric Cancer Research Center, and he's a head scientist at the center. I'm here to ask him some questions today. What's your job at the Ben Towne Center?
It's a good question. So here at Ben Towne Center for Childhood Cancer Research, I come in here every day and I get to help organize all the research that's happening here in the fight to cure kids' cancers that happen in children. So I get to talk to all my other scientist colleagues and help do all the work that's necessary to find cures.
Why do you want to cure cancer in kids?
That's a very good question. So I think, when I think about cancer in kids, I think to myself, it doesn't make sense that kids should have cancer, but they do. What makes even less sense to me is that kids shouldn't lose their lives because of cancer, and they shouldn't get sick from being cured of cancer either. So I think it's this idea that if we can do a good job here at the Ben Towne Center, we can find ways of curing cancer so it only feels like you have a cold for a couple days.
What is your favorite part of your job?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think one of the favorite parts of my job is getting to meet people like you and people in the Ben Towne Foundation and all these people around Seattle and now around the country that have so much energy and spirit to help us do our job better. The other part of the job I really like is working with the young scientists that are doing their research here and helping them do a better job and learn how to do this research, because at some point I'm going to be too old to do this and I'm going to want to have the best and brightest scientists to take my place and carry on until we're all done with kids' cancer.
What is your least favorite part of your job?
Well, the least favorite part of my job has to do with the fact that there's very little funding for pediatric cancer research. And so I spend more of my time trying to figure out how to pay for doing the research than doing the research itself. And I wish I had more time to do the actual research. Thankfully, though, the young folks in the research center, the young scientists, they get to focus on their work while I focus on trying to raise money to get the work done.
When did you know you wanted to be a doctor?
I think it was, I was probably in 7th or 8th grade. And I was lucky because my grandfather, my father's father, he was a doctor and a researcher, and he worked on developing the vaccine for something called diphtheria. And you might not even know what diphtheria is, but it's one of your vaccines that you get as a child, and it used to be an infection that used to take the lives of many children before there was a vaccine. And so having heard what he did with his life, it kind of inspired me to do the same with my life, focusing on this problem of cancer in kids.
How can people help you with your research?
Well, I think a big part of the help is having people understand what we're trying to do. We really want to have cures for kids, not 100 years from now, and not 50 years from now, but we want those cures as soon as possible. And we'd love to be able to learn how to cure kids of cancer without ever having to use chemotherapy or radiation, because those treatments aren't smart enough just to get rid of the cancer cells. They do a lot of harm along the way. And here at the Ben Towne Center, we are focused on trying to figure out how we can get the power of this immune system that protects us every day from colds to be the protector of cancer. So having people know and understand what we're trying to do, and having a whole bunch of people that are generous like you help us along the way so we can do the work we need to do as fast as possible, that's the biggest help, I think.
Dr. Jensen, do you drink Callie's coffee?
Every day, and I love it, and I thank you for it, and I thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you, Dr. Jensen, for being here today. I hope you guys all enjoy getting to know Dr. Jensen.